and welcome to this edition of A Short Taste of English. And in this edition we are looking at the Laugh and Learn t-shirt. This is how to make learning creative and effective. Okay, this is one of the two Laugh and Learn t-shirts, and it has lots and lots of words, as you can see. What do these words all have in common? If you want to think about the answer and then hear it, press the pause button, think about it, and then come back on later. If you don't want to think about it, you can continue with me now. So, what do these words have in common? Some of you, the clever ones, will probably have noticed that they are all verbs. Very good. But there is another common act of these words, and that is that they are all positive words. They are all words which exude positive vibes. They were carefully selected, it's not an accident. Okay, now we're going to do some activities using these words. First one is very, very simple. Have a look at the words, have a good look at the form, the structure of the words, the shape, and choose one word. Just one word, any word that you like. Okay? When you've chosen your word, I want you to mime it to the other students. So, for example, if you have chosen the word dance, then you can mime it maybe like this. Okay, that's my version of dance. Your version of dance will probably be very, very different, but that's not important. Okay, that's the first exercise. Very simple. Getting to move, getting to mime with each word. Okay, next activity is much more interesting. This is where we get into the 5 or even 6 senses. Now, I want you to take that same word that you've chosen and I want you to visualize it. Picture the word. What picture comes to your mind? What can you see? Okay? Look carefully at the picture you have from your word. Okay? What images do you have? Okay? When you've got that, let's move on to the next part. Listen to your word. Listen very carefully to your word. What sounds can you hear? What sounds does your word stimulate? Okay. Now I want you to try and smell your word. Okay. What can you smell? What aromas? What perfumes? What smells? Yeah? Okay, when you've got that, I want you now to try and taste your word. What does your word taste like? Taste your word. Okay. And finally, try and touch your word. Touch your word. Okay, what does your word feel like? Okay. So you've just used your 5 principal senses around your word. Okay. Now, you can describe your word with its 5 senses, the vision you had, the sounds you heard, the smells, the aromas, the taste, and the feel of it when you touched it to the other students and compare. And if you've chosen the same word as another person in the group, that is not important because your images, your sounds will be, I'm sure, very, very different. That's what makes this activity fun. Okay, and it gives you lots and lots of vocabulary. The other thing which links very well with memory is the fact that as you talk about your word, recounting the images, the sounds, etc., the other students are also living and feeling these images, sounds, etc. And that helps to remember because you have the association of the mental images with the vocabulary, with the words. Okay, it's a very good exercise for memory. Okay, another activity. You've got your word, remember, Have a look around the t-shirt again and choose another word, a second word. Okay, so you now have 2 words. Now the question is, what does your second word have in common with your first word? Very good question. That's what you have to answer. Okay, so that's your next activity. What does your second word have in common with your first word? Okay. Okay, one more activity, and this is very good for stimulating association. What I would do here is put you into groups of about 3 or 4 people. It depends how many of you there are. So groups of 3 or 4, and take each word and just write as many words that you would associate with the principal word. Okay, so for example, the word, my favorite word, dance again. You got the word dance. What words would you associate with dance? Sing, music, maybe fun, yeah? A few simple words there. If you think about it, you could probably make a list of about between 6 and 10 words, okay? That's 10 is, I would say, is the maximum. Then, when you think of your one word dance, by the process of association, you should remember the other 6, 7, 10 words, okay? That's another exercise you can do all together. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed these Laugh and Learn t-shirt activities. If you like these activities, then maybe you should think of getting one of these Laugh and Learn t-shirts. There are in fact 2 of them, and the other one, which I am not wearing because it's difficult to wear 2, has different verbs. You guessed it. Okay, but remember, they're all positive. So, before I leave you, I will leave you as usual with an expression, and the expression, as it says on the back of this t-shirt, is be creative, think outside the box, and live your dreams. See you again.